always carried a torch for the Olympics, and this official tie-in for the coming Summer Games is looking like a prize competitor.
Coming through it, Senegal!
Featuring a wide selection of events and with stadium models based on the real thing, Athens 2004 should be heaven for athletics fans. Fans of button bashers will be at home here, though some of the events like archery offer respite from frantic joypad stabbing and offer more skillful challenges.
Away we go! And first to rise is Lane. It's very tight as we approach 25 metres.
Good round, and now he'll be trying to build on that. Slightly off in that round. Can't let that affect his confidence.
Crimson Tears is an action-adventure from the developers of the last Mega Man title. And just like that game, this one's cel-shaded too. Set in the distant future, 2049 to be precise, you play as one of 3 superhuman weapons sent to save Tokyo. Taking to the post-apocalyptic streets, you'll have to kick plenty of ass. And with random dungeons changing every time you play, this should keep you busy for a while. Like a cat toying with a license ball, EA has snapped up the rights to the forthcoming summer block bomber Catwoman. It remains to be seen whether EA will have to be rescued by a fireman or if they'll land on their feet. But we've got a feline that you'll see plenty of pussy on the PSW disc between now and the game's release later this year. The success of the original Def Jam Vendetta meant that a sequel was inevitable. The heady mix of rhymes and beatings is back in place, and there'll be plenty of new licensed music tracks. This time around the fighting will be more influenced by martial arts than wrestling, and the visuals have been redone from scratch, so expect a more detailed scrap.
Of all your hard work, skill and perseverance. Make your dreams a reality.
Just as the FIFA series is to Pro Evo round these parts, Smash Court Tennis has always been the flashy yet vapid blonde to Virtua Tennis's feisty redhead. With this latest incarnation, Namco have gone all out to try and show up their love rival with all manner of customizable options, gameplay modes and tutorials. But sadly, they're just looking desperate. Get a mate involved and the 2-player magic from the Sega titles is nowhere to be found. An over-fiddly control system is partly to blame, as well as a twitchy aiming system that makes it very hard to place the ball exactly where you want it. As a single-player game though, particularly in tournament mode, there's much fun to be had here. Working your way through the ranks is a long and arduous task, much like in real life, and it'll take hours of practice to even win your first tournament. This game rewards patience and practice, and you'll get a real sense of achievement when you actually win a cup. Overall though, what we're dealing with here is the Tim Henman of tennis video games. A big name player with plenty going for it, yet somehow doomed never to make it to the top. Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament 2 is ram-packed full of good ideas, plays smoothly, and offers up one or two interesting surprises. Based on a popular line of Japanese toys, Girls is an action-adventure that sees you stepping into the shoes of two death-dealing dolly birds, one a ninja, the other a high-tech saboteur. Each character has their own disc, and you can play each as a separate game. The first thing you'll notice about Girls is its unusual control system. It seems to be fundamentally broken until you get used to throwing yourself onto the floor and spinning around shooting soldiers. It's not entirely successful and can be annoyingly slow at times, but it does work for the most part. There is an interesting game here, but like the control system, there's too many flaws. The intros and cutscenes all look great and diving into the computer world works well, but there's just too much backtracking and repetitiveness. Possibly worth a rent. Firemen may be every lady's fantasy with their sweaty physiques and big hoses, but they also perform a valuable role in society with their cat rescuing ways. Unfortunately, there's no cat rescuing minigame to be found here. It's firefighting all the way.
Another explosion. still don't know how many vehicles were involved, but from here, the blades are absolutely enormous. The rescue workers are ready to go in. They will start battling the blades from inside the tunnel shortly. Excuse me, could you explain the situation? How many vehicles were involved in the accident? Any casualties?
Hey, you! Get this rookie out of here! She's just getting in our way.
You'd think a game filled with backdrafts, crumbling ceilings and exploding rooms would be packed with tension. But disappointingly, you'll rarely give a toss. The fire is so easy to put out that it's more of a puzzle game than anything else, and a very easy one at that.
Can you maybe break a hole in the wall?
The controls can be clunky, and you rarely get the thrills you'd expect. Unfortunately, despite its reasonably original concept, this is just dull and formulaic.
The ceiling's gonna collapse!
All football games on the PS2 live under the looming and playable shadow of Pro Evo 3. Euro 2004 is in a darker patch than most.
Well, here we have a match that many people have been looking forward to for a number of weeks, ever since it was clear that these two teams were destined to play each other.
An update of last year's FIFA title, this has all of the updated stats and official licenses you could want. But the presentation is, unsurprisingly, the best thing in Euro 2004's favour.
Got a finger to it. Throw it. Gets his body in the way.
To a defence.
Yes, he takes credit there, the keeper.
The commentary from regulars Motti and Andy Gray consistently relates to what's happening on the pitch.
Now what's going to happen here? Well, that's a foul, and he only has himself to blame for it.
Unlike the PE3's irrelevant banter between Peter Brackley and Trevor
Lampard on the
Brooking.
ball for England. Is it a chance? No, he's offside. Let's see how the offside looked in the replay.
There are many faults that have stubbornly refused to disappear since the franchise began in the early 90s. The main one is the jerky players, who still have to complete an exaggerated motion capture animation whenever they perform a simple task such as collecting the ball.
Oh, you would never get tired of watching that. That was a great goal. What a start for him, son.
Well, we've got time to look back at that and see exactly what happened in there. Ali McCoist.
Well, this is a great example of passing here. They've obviously worked on this in training, player to player and back in the net.
The passing often feels vague and lacks precision, particularly when you're deep in an opponent's half. Plus points include the most detailed players you'll have seen on the PS2, and some brilliant cutscenes which all add to the big stadium atmosphere.
He slots it confidently into the back of the net.
Oh, you would never get tired of watching that. That was a great goal. What a start for the home side.
Terrific start.
If you really can't live without all the correct player names coupled with some stunning presentation, then this is for you. But Pro Evolution Soccer 3 still remains king in our books.
Well, they had a chance there. Now he did well to get that. It's a goal! That helps to shore up their lead.
Sega have been pursuing this movie license for many years, so it's a shame that the game has turned out to be so lackluster. Gameplay mainly consists of hitting the square button and battling through a stream of increasingly bizarre enemies. Occasionally you'll hit the shoulder buttons together to go into Super Colour Fun Epilepsy mode, but mostly you'll just be hitting square and performing the same moves over and over again. Despite excellent character design, the gameplay's limitations mean that initial interest wanes quickly, and you'll tire of Seven Samurai long before getting halfway through the game. Just as fish goes with chips and posh goes with Bex, third-person hack and slashers are the all-too inevitable result of many a movie license. As much as you've seen it all before, Van Helsing at least has the good grace to rip off two quality games in Castlevania and Devil May Cry. And it's not just because all three are about sending the undead back to hell. The Vampire Hunter's grapple hook that serves as both a weapon and a tool for reaching distant platforms simply replaces Castlevania's whip. While weapons such as the auto-aiming dual pistols are lifted straight from Devil May Cry. Different enemies are susceptible to different ammo types, so there's a tactical element to swapping weapons quickly. Bashing a couple of buttons is all the skill needed to whiz through the early parts of the game. But being able to pull off Van Helsing's more dexterous finishing moves and acrobatic dodges becomes vital later on. If you can accept that Van Helsing doesn't contain an ounce of originality and won't surprise you in any way, then it proves to be a satisfying game. SingStar is finally ready, so we hope you've been warming up those tonsils.
You come around, yeah, that's when I found out, honey. What am I doing without you? You make me feel happy. When I leave you behind, it plays my mind now, honey. What am I doing without you?
If you've not been following, SingStar is the iToy functional karaoke game that'll help you train your voice in preparation for the next series of pop stars.
You got a little world of our own. I'll tell you things that no one else knows. I'll let you in when no one else goes. What am I doing without you? All of the things I've been looking for have always been here outside of my door. And all of the time I'm looking for something new. What am I doing without you?
Instead of coming on 2 discs, they've condensed the classics and contemporary discs together, losing a couple of tunes, but there's nothing you'll really miss. The 2 microphones work well, and there's a lot of party fun to be had here. Just make sure you practice beforehand.
Let's just get something cooking, 'cause I really wanna rock with you. I'm feeling some connection to the things you do. I don't know what it is that makes me feel like this. I don't know who you are, but you must be some kind of superstar, 'cause you got all eyes on you no matter where you are. You just make me wanna play.
Serious Sam is a fast-paced blaster that's perfect for those of you fed up with all the bells and whistles of modern gaming. There's no compelling storyline, there's no scripted events, and there's no vortex pixel shading. Just the mindless slaughter of millions and millions of baddies. Gameplay mainly consists of entering a room, waiting for a legion of baddies to appear, and then wasting them all. Most rooms will tend to have over 100 bad guys, and you'll have to kill them all before continuing. As a result, Serious Sam bears more resemblance to top-down arcade classics like Smash TV and Gauntlet, rather than modern first-person shooters. There are some additional gameplay elements, mainly the ability to drive vehicles and super combos, which are activated when you kill 20 baddies in a row. Super combo mode lets you become temporarily more powerful and faster, to rack up those points. Unfortunately, the combo just lasts for a few seconds, with no way of sustaining it, meaning that it'll often cut off in the middle of a slaughter. Serious Sam is a very simple game, but its cheap price, 2-player split-screen co-op mode and fast-paced blasting might just sway you. We loved the first Legends of Wrestling title with its fast-paced action and arcade simplicity, and all the signs were that this sequel would be equally impressive. How wrong we were.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Texas Stadium.
He better get his act together. This thing could be over in a heartbeat.
While the SmackDown games have got better and better, Legends of Wrestling has gone backwards, miles backwards. In fact, this installment has engaged warp speed while leaving the gear stick in reverse.
Living legend. That can hurt you bad, Tony.
And the fault can mainly be laid at the feet of a new and inferior control system. Unfortunately, the square button both blocks and counters, but confusingly, counters can be, countered, meaning that fighting can get mighty fiddly as the two of you counter, recounter, lose track of who's supposed to be countering who, and wonder why they felt the need to change things in the first place.
Hold on! He's bleeding! He's losing lots of blood out there.
Gameplay mechanics aside, if you're looking for a game that has all the old wrestlers in, you won't be disappointed. Well, you won't be disappointed with the Wrestler Select screen at least, thanks to its impressive shoehorning in of around 70 of the world's top superstars.
A kick, and we have an elimination. Shaking out the cobwebs after that Piper attack. Running crossbody.
While the chance to play as some of the all-time wrestling greats living and dead is a fantastic selling point for any wrestling fan, the game beneath these celebrity faces just isn't up to scratch. Not only is it a mile away from the fantastic SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, it also manages to undo all the good work done by the Legends series. Survival horror with a historical twist has always been the hallmark of the Onimusha series. Capcom have twisted that premise for the latest in the series, with a time-travelling plot that takes place in the present day as well as the past. Samanosuke, the samurai from the first game, is back. But there's a few new characters too. Jacques is a French policeman, played by Leon actor Jean Reno, who was motion captured specially for the role. The two characters have different weapons and skills. Samanosuke had his swords and mystical gauntlet, and Jacques has guns and a sort of energy whip, perfect for punishing naughty S&M-loving demon spawn. There's lots of spectacular moves to be mastered, and the game looks stunning. Fortunately, they've dropped the Resident Evil style control of old, and it plays much more fluidly as a result. Both characters also have helper characters. Sam gets Jacques' French girlfriend, and Jacques gets a younger version of Sam. They can occasionally get in the way, but they can save you sometimes too.
Stop!
Overall, this is a great addition to the series, and though not the longest game ever, You'll enjoy every minute of it.
His friend Orca fell into a deep coma as a result of Skaith's data drain.
What was that sound? The world isn't just an online game. Something with another purpose is lurking within it.
The Book of Twilight, handed to him by the girl Aura, transformed into a bracelet, giving him 2 extraordinary powers. Data drain, the power to alter monster data. And gate hacking, which allows him to gain entrance into protected areas. And it was these very same powers that put Orca into a coma.
I want to help Orca.
With the help of the bracelet, he and his party succeeded in destroying Skaith. However, Emma, please give me a little more courage.
So far, but we knew so little. And now, the true battle was about to begin.
Crimson blood. Sun black. Poison. Eternity. Time tells its tale.
Revenge. 2. Sacrifice. Mother. Ritual. Scarlet. Prayers. Heresy. Hell. Solitude. Sky. Goddess. Watch. Adore us. It begins.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force. You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well-trained, well-equipped, and battle-hardened. He will fight savages. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940-41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeat in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men.
5 minutes! All right, this is what we trained for! You're a Pathfinder! Avoid the enemy marked in DC and regroup with your unit! Things will get pretty hairy once the real shooting starts! Use your head! Remember your training and get your job done!
The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory.
Go! Go! Go!
I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck.
This is my day. This is my day.
guard overlooking the next courtyard wearing night vision goggles. There's an automated searchlight they haven't shut down. Should be blinding through night goggles.
You're telling me to stay in the light?
I said you wouldn't like it. Let's work on stealth. Your gun should always be your last resort. Invisibility is your best weapon. We've got a network of photocells on your suit connected to a visibility meter on your OPSAT. The meter's at 3. You're lit up like Times Square.
Hi, everybody.
My neck! Ow, my ass! Looks harder than it is. Bloody generic villain. Eat my dust! The important thing is I'm not imagining these guys. Let's do this thing! Oh, come on! Ow, my head! I'm a lean, mean speed thingy! I have no insurance! Ow! Let's do this thing!
This isn't...
You're not a very good driver. Let's see you do better! Wow, this car sure can take a beating. Oh, come on! I have no insurance! Oh, now I have a wedgie! Possessions are fleeting.
Proper airstrike. Be out of there by the time the fourth gun explodes. Is that clear?
It's only dust! Joe Griffin! Follow me, Marine! We need to get topside right now!
They're all over the place! They're all over the place!
What's on? Show them what we're made of! Attack right away!
Is Tiger Woods the greatest golfer of all time? Tiger's won 8 major championships, and after his 2001 Masters triumph, he became the first man ever to hold all 4 modern majors at the same time. He became the fastest player ever to win 30 PGA Tour events when he captured the Bay Hill Invitational in 2002, and he's held the #1 spot in the world ranking since 1999, the longest reign at the top of the world list in golf history. And just think, he's only 27 years old. Erica is serious about her golf, so serious in fact that she listed golf as her hobby when she ran for Miss Norway a few years ago. She's got a powerful swing and a masterful touch with the putter. With all her skills, it's commonly known that Erica's greatest asset is her mental game. Her very presence on the course can totally psych out the competition. Ace was one of those guys who always made fun of the guys on the high school golf team. A star basketball player and sprinter on the track team, Ace became hooked on the sport when he saw some buddies playing a variation of speed golf at the local Muni. Now he plays 5 days a week, keeps his clubs in the trunk of his car, and loves to rub it in the face of his competitors with a post-putt birdie dance. It's an end-zone gloat in golf. Felicia was first introduced to golf through the Tiger Woods Foundation. Even at a young age, Felicia caught the attention of the golfing world. She quickly became a top-notch junior player and played her way into a golf scholarship at New York University, where she's currently lighting up the college circuit. Felicia's got her sights set high, hoping to turn pro after she graduates from college. Dominic finished second at the 2002 World Championships, just a stroke behind the winner in a heated battle. Soon after that tournament, however, that winner mysteriously disappeared and was never heard from again. Although it was never proven that Dominic was responsible, his opponents on the tour all seem to crumble down the stretch when he's in contention, fearing for their own safety and perhaps a pair of cement golf shoes.
Big, take it somewhere where I never took it to before. Outside. I just rolled up in my Benzo. I just popped out of nowhere like, what do you know? And I ain't going nowhere, you know.
Edwin is the reigning senior golf champion at the Black Rock Cove retirement home. These days he wets the bed fairly frequently, so he gets the morning tee times at Black Rock. But with his senior title came a free membership at the Princeville Resort, where he now spends most of his time making the staff's lives a living hell with his grumpy attitude and general distaste for life. Hamish McGregor grew up hitting a small leather pouch stuffed with gannet feathers around the shores of the Firth of Tay with a shepherd's crook. One day a travelling English golf pro saw him, thought his swing was promising and encouraged him to come to England and master the game. Hamish has become quite a player, but keep a close eye on his scorecard. He's pretty good with a pencil and they don't call him Mulligan McGregor for nothing. It's not often you see a world-class sumo wrestler on the golf course, but Tsunami Moto is an exception. This big fella has the rare combination of awesome power and a magnificent touch. Though he was kicked off the sumo tour for repeatedly failing to show up at events and wearing an undersized thong, he doesn't seem to mind very much. He's made it clear that golf is his game of choice. Let's just say that Val Summers has a temper and she knows how to use it. Or, as some of her rivals would say, she knows how to lose it. Hey, even I have to admit that she's a pretty good golfer, especially for someone as pampered as she's been. Let the facts speak for themselves. This Beverly Hills daughter of the famous Hollywood producer has a very good golf game. Big Mo is a golfer who knows how to get the most power possible out of every swing. The story goes something like this. After losing his family at a very young age, Moa focused all of his energy into one thing, learning to crush small things with big sticks. Now he's turned that energy into a relentless competitiveness on the golf course. Stand back when this big guy steps up to the tee. Roche, an alumnus of UC Berkeley, didn't take up golf seriously until he had earned his master's in mathematics. He is now a tireless student of the game and spends countless hours on the links refining his approach from any and every possible angle. He prides himself on knowing what club to use, from any lie, from any distance, on any hole, and he has no life. Even when he's 60 yards from the green, Yosh thinks he can hold it, and he's often right. Known around the clubhouse as the solitary one, Solita Lopez is one tough golfer. After her adoption by a family of greenskeepers at Copperhead Canyon, Solita made the golf course her home. It's safe to say that she is one of the best short games around, and she also has an uncanny ability to spin the ball any way and anywhere she wants.
game's taken just 12 months, just over 12 months to develop. We started at the end of January 2003, so it's been an absolutely crazy year. I wanted to make something which would take Transformers somewhere new. You know, you look at the toys, those are great for kids. You look at the cartoon, that's for a certain kind of demographic as well. The question with Transformers was how to take it and make it into something that would work as a PS2 game. The potential of it and the brilliance of it is astounding, really. Everybody at Melbourne House worked on this title, so 70 odd people internally, 10 different divisions. The game was split into several core areas: art, technology and design. It's gameplay first, and the story comes second. However, the story is sort of woven into the gameplay, and it loosely follows the plot of the Transformers Armada TV show. The minicons crash on Earth a million years ago, and you need to recover them. The Autobots need to recover them in order to turn the tide in the great war that's been going on for a million years between the Decepticons and the Autobots. The gameplay is really organic. There's not just one way to play through a level or one thing to do in a level. It's not a traditional game in that sense.
I think freedom is very important for modern game players. They don't want to feel like they're just running down a tunnel lined with trees. So it's something we place great value in. Our levels are particularly vast and scenic, and there's actually lots of things to explore and lots of enemies to fight, lots of things to collect in the levels. The player's always free to explore to the side, and in fact we encourage them to, because there's lots of additional minicons and datacons that they're going to find by that. Minicons are smaller robots, and they're basically smart tools. So when we were thinking about how to integrate them, we thought, well, they obviously can be used as upgrades and weapons. We invented a concept called a datacon, which is similar to a minicon. It's an information archive which is scattered across the planet. So as a player, you actually find these in the game world. So it gives you more to explore for. Once you discover these archives, you can then go to the extras menu, and you'll find tons of our production art, special renders available nowhere else of the characters. So there's a lot of stuff there that game players will enjoy seeing the game production side, but Transformers fans will go mad.
We have 3 art directors, one focused on the backgrounds, one focused on the characters, and one focused on the CG, which is Kuji Kawase. He's previously worked on Final Fantasy games, and he's been working on directing the CG with our friends at Build Up in Japan.
My aim for FMV is just Final Fantasy quality, like a commercial. I worked at Square. I used to do the Final Fantasy FMV. Build Up can't understand English well. So I made very detailed feedback for storyboards and animatics in Japanese.
Working with Build Up in Japan is something that I've really wanted to do for quite a while. Most of the models that are in the CG are originally made by Melbourne House staff. So we have Western produced game models which are going to a Japanese studio and being enhanced with a really special Japanese touch back to us, where we incorporate them into the game.
I would have waited an eternity for this.
In the early stages of the project, we needed assets, especially for our art team, who were producing the characters for the game. They sent us the actual toys that we could look at, and we concluded that we needed to make the whole game a lot more edgier, a lot more adult, a lot more appealing to sort of 20 to 30-year-old PlayStation 2 players. So we needed to take the brand to a new place, to somewhere that it hasn't been before, which is a cooler, sort of edgier, much more exciting form of Transformers.
This is the light unit, so he's a very important character to the game. Originally the guy was called Chameleon, and we come up with a pencil sketch, and this is the very, very first production drawing. Our artists then go back and make many designs, and this is the winner we came up with. And once we say this is good, we make something a little clearer. Now you can see like lots of details. You can see his little swimming pants, and you can see the kind of gun he's holding. Once we go to the computer stage, it's interesting to note that we build him, we texture him, only then we define the colors. He's really small. We thought he'd be cute in pink. Once we have the model built, everybody has a look at them, and this guy, his butt was a little bit too big and his gun was too small, so you can see the pants, they almost turned into like a G-string here. You can't give something character which can't talk. because they don't have emotions in their faces, they can laugh or cry. But it's very important to us to show emotion, and also really the threat a certain unit poses to you. That unit doesn't really run anyway, he doesn't really go too fast, he's not really too smart, so it should be an easy target. The problem is, once you encounter them in large numbers, trouble.
The transform feature is something that was really quite difficult to make work as well as it does. To begin with, we made the robot just like the toys, but we really wanted to make both the vehicle and the robot look better than they do as toys, make cooler designs. And the problem is that as soon as you make, say, the vehicle look cool, then it means that the robot looks wrong. Or if you make the robot look really good, then that's not right for a vehicle. So we needed to find a way to separate the vehicle and the robot into two completely different models and have them blend together and transform in a way which is invisible to the eye, really.
We were really interested to build something a little more organic, and so we tried to sort of introduce a lot of natural landscapes, and those natural landscapes I think have allowed the game to be a lot more open.
If you look at the Amazon, I don't think that any game actually has an environment that's quite like this, and it's because we have a very special kind of technology that let us do that.
And this was our dream of what the forest was going to look like. So this is not using the game system, this is hand modelled and hand lit. It becomes like almost a Bible for what we want that style to be. You start with a rough top-down map, that becomes a very detailed top-down map, that becomes a height map, that becomes a mesh that's been projected onto the height map and then elevated. If you're just sort of building it out of polygons, it's really contrived. So we're starting with organic, and then we're putting gameplay into that organic with the intention that it's a realistic place, and so you feel like you really are in there. You're not in a series of boxes and slides that is basically a puzzle. You're trying to build somewhere real. We did base them on real places. We didn't actually take absolute geography of places. We took themes and concepts, and so we have levels in the Amazon rainforest. We have an Antarctic level. The idea with that really is not so much the excitement of ice and snow, but the idea that we can have a lot of visual effect. There's masses of snow, there's wind, there's spin drift going across the surface of the snow. Deep Amazon is just an extension of the Amazon, where we try and use lighting as a very dramatic sort of way, and we're really trying to get a lot of atmosphere into the level. There's a lot of things that come from the technical group that just basically help the artists not only do the job as to the highest possible level, but to do it easier and faster. We developed a system for generating primary objects which we then can perpetuate through the world. We use it for trees, and we basically build maybe 9 or 10 trees, and then we just paint those across the level using a template system. You can just turn on a channel here and paint in the location of where we want the trees to be. So the red areas are where the trees are thick, and the white areas are where the trees are thin. We have a lot of water in the game, and we just talk about what we'd like the water to be. The technical guys write the algorithms, and then we just set up, wave parameters and colours for that water. And so for an artist, it's a lot of fun just basically asking for what you want.
Computers are better at just drawing flat, polygons and things like that. So we came up with this ocean shader, and that consumes quite a fair amount of the power of the PS2 to do that. So we gave it like about 10%. It can give the worlds a richness that isn't common really in games up to now. Wherever you go in this large world, it's still very detailed. As you're navigating across, you see a hill from the distance, and you wander there, and then you climb it, and then you get to the top, and there's still a lot of detail just like in that one small area. So in some areas in Transformers we have more complexity than we've almost had in some of our entire levels in earlier games.
One example of collaborative development is the Cybertron level, which is the final level of the game. They wanted to have a world that you could fly around, like completely different to any of the other levels. And we built a technology that enabled to have a whole lot of buildings in the level. And we said, well, can you land on these buildings? And they thought, well, initially we want to maybe land on some buildings, but not on the ones that you're going to populate with thousands on. We've gone, okay, we can build something like that. So we built them something that could give them thousands and thousands of buildings. And then they just went, well, this is really cool, but now we want to be able to fly way back from the planet. We want to be able to see the whole planet, and we want to be able to see, like thousands upon thousands of buildings. So we started building technology that could handle reducing the amount of buildings as you faded back from the planet, but still being able to handle the thousands of buildings.
The technology for PS2 is really great. We've got a really brutal, fast, highly evolved engine, and so the visuals are really tip-top in the game. And we've had a really good budget to work with the title as well, and it's given us a chance to make something which is top-end. We've done that before with racing games, but not with this kind of action game. We've tons of polygons, really smooth frame rate, tons of enemies to battle and fight against.
We're definitely pushing the PlayStation 2 to its limits. You can see this on the screen when you're playing the game, the number of creatures you're playing against, the artificial intelligence they're displaying, the physics as they get thrown around the world. Every bit of the world you can see is accessible, you can reach it, every tree exists in the game. We've had over 6,300 builds of the game so far. Our testing system runs every single day. We build a new build for the QA department, which we then supply to our own QA here in Australia, then also to America and Europe. It's definitely the most tested thing we've ever done. Nothing has even come close to this.
The AI is great in the game. You can really play around with the enemies in these worlds.
The enemies are highly intelligent in the game. If you replay a certain level, I guess they will act differently every time. They're very organic in the way they're programmed. So the level designers, I mean, they virtually just place the creatures into the world in different places. None of it's scripted. They actually just say, look, put these guys here in this part of the world, and then the AI takes over it. With this game, we had to make car physics that would work on any environment. The Autobots can transform from a robot into a car on an icy tundra, or you might be within an Amazon forest, and we have to be able to drive on those things. Ragdoll physics, it's a more powerful way of simulating reactions with bodies. So as opposed to canned animation, in the past people would just hand animate reactions, say a weapon reaction with a body. Now they're using physical forces to simulate the reaction of that weapon on the body. So, you know, a punch in the head really looks like a punch in the head, or a punch in the leg really looks like a punch in the leg. You don't get the same reaction every time.
The best thing about the game has to be really the synergy of gameplay, visuals and audio. The audio is great because of the interactive music and just the sheer number of sound effects and 3D sounds that we've got going off in the game.
One of the problems we've had with video games in the past is to make the music work with the action on screen. In other words, you can't write it linear like a film because you don't know what's going to happen. It's all under the player's finger. So what we've done for this game is we really thought a lot about it and developed interactive music, which involves creating different layers of music that we can cross-fade to depending on what the action is on the screen. So when you're exploring, it'll be just very atmospheric. If there's an enemy around the corner, the music will change intensity just slightly. Once we get into a battle, the music will go up again, and into a really intense battle, up again. So we've basically got 4 layers of music that can continually change depending on what the player's doing and what the action is on the screen. Well, the advantage of having in-house music, and this is something we feel very strongly about, is that rather than just have a game, it goes out to a composer, he just writes the music, you slap it on, we have the added advantage of being able to develop the music with the game. So as levels are being developed, the composer's looking at them, getting a feel for them, writing stuff, putting it into the game. So we're able to work really closely with both the director, the artists, the whole team to develop the music as a part of the game rather than an added on extra.
This game was completely different because of the interactive music that we had. You're actually writing different layers of music that all loop and all kind of have to work with each other, and they're all controlled by the player. So I really had to work with the development team to try. It was a lot of trial and error because we'd never done it before. Putting music into it, pulling it back out, trying something else. Lots of that.
As far as the voices for Transformers go, we cast about 100 actors, and we cast some people here, threw it all into a pile, let the director hear it all, and he chose who he wanted for each of the parts. We ended up going with Gary Chalk, who's the Optimus Prime from the Armada series.
Autobots, we must stop Megatron. Roll out!
And David Kay, who's Megatron from the Armada series.
It's over, Prime.
Both those guys were extremely good and knew the characters very well. We went to Vancouver in Canada, where they both reside, to record them, and we gave them direction as to how we wanted them to be. We didn't want it cartoony. We wanted it to fit with our game, but still have the recognition of the characters. So basically, we've got a totally international cast for Transformers.
Come, Autobot. Let's finish it.
A lot of people who see the game for the first time are very, very surprised by what a Transformers game has become. There have been other Transformers games in the past which have, I think, not been so well received, but we want to make something which can really stand on its own as a high-quality game. This game will appeal to everybody. If you're a casual gamer, there are modes in the game, difficulty levels in the game where it's tuned for you and hopefully won't be too scary and will help you get into it. If you're a hardcore gamer, there are modes there, difficulty levels, where everything takes on a new level of intensity and it becomes pretty hardcore as well. So there really is a hope that it's going to appeal to really anybody and everybody. The thing I'm most proud of with Transformers is the fusion of some of the bigger Western developed games we've seen recently with values found in a lot of Japanese games. But the challenge has been, as a game, to make it appeal to the PS2 gamer. And I think that I'm really proud of how we've managed to achieve that.
Never lose. There is a first time for everything. Agent Clank!
Something that we're always tuning. We want to have the game appeal to a very wide range of players. So we want people who don't necessarily have the Twitch skills to be able to pick it up, but then of course the hardcore players that have a lot of experience and of course have played Ratchet & Clank 1 and 2 will find it very challenging and difficult to get through. The nice thing about having an RPG element is that players kind of get to pick their own path. They can upgrade their weapons, upgrade their experience points, and so that way people who do want to have a tough challenge can try to get through the game faster, or they can of course go back and mine for money and experience. So I think that it gives players a lot of options and helps address the difficulty factor for a wide range of players. Well, with the team-based gameplay, we're really pushing a lot of cooperative play. The vehicles, of course, support 2 players. We have like a co-pilot that can operate a gun or drop bombs. So that's how we have the cooperative aspect. And really, in our primary mode of play, we've got capturing bases. And the only way to capture base is if you actually have at least 2 characters, 2 players, destroying a base. Otherwise, you're just dead. So there's a lot of cooperative play in that aspect.
One of the things that we've been able to do in Ratchet & Clank 3 is that the enemy behavior is a little more enhanced. For instance, when you saw in on Planet Marcadia, if you notice that some of the enemies will actually lift their hand if you have the plasma whip, or some will look behind corners and then they'll shoot out, which is something that's really exciting for us. Enemies will actually come to find you and will react to what it is you're doing. In Florana, for instance, when you battle Captain Quark, he'll even he'll sidestep some of your attack moves as well.
And I've worked on games that have taken like 2 or 3 years, and that's not nearly as satisfying as being able to work on a game for a year and get something out that's stellar quality and really, I think, surprising people on some level. I think that Insomniac has always enjoyed kind of going beyond people's expectations. And our fans love the fact that these games are coming out 1 year after another.
Secret Agent Clank. That was terrific. Yeah, great. Change the channel. But the man said to stay tuned.